Hi everyone in the vinyl community. My name is TC. This is my new music vlog, and I hope you will like and enjoy what I have to offer. I'm going to warn everyone up front, I'm not your typical VC collector. Although I do have a lot of vinyl in my collection, for the past few decades I had no way to use it due to various circumstances. But I'm in the midst of fixing that now. So with me, you're getting an all-around music collector. I also do CDs, cassettes, and MP3s. I even have a few of the dreaded 8-track tapes. And the number of songs in my entire library, including digital files, numbers probably close to 500,000 tracks. In 2018, when our finances became more able to accommodate some extra spending, I decided that it was high time to embark on a project I've wanted to do for 2 decades, digitize my entire music library for ease of use and have it for posterity if nothing else. My music library digitization project also involves me getting my home office optimized for what it's normally used for, as well as for using my vinyl again, getting it cleaned up and set up, records cleaned and properly stored, and my turntable and stereo system back in action. And to that end, as I prepped for this, I was doing some research and stumbled onto the vinyl community, and I've become hopelessly hooked on so many channels, and I've already been fully bit by the vinyl bug again. I've begun picking up some of the stuff I've always wanted since I was a kid through Discogs dealers and such. And I also recently made my first brand new vinyl purchases in almost 30 years. And it won't be my last either. Music has surrounded me my entire life. I started collecting records when I was just 3 at the encouragement of my mom. And over the years, my collection of vinyl has grown to over 700 albums and 2,500 45s. Plus, I have probably close to 1,000 CDs and more than a few cassettes over the past 5 decades. A lot of them, the early stuff, were in pretty crappy shape. The perils of a kid collector in the 60s and 70s, I suppose. But I have more than a few that I started taking good care of beginning in my teens in the late 1970s. But again, I'm not your typical VC collector. I admit I'm a radio guy, or was until the past decade or two. My heart was always in old school top 40 radio. I'm a chart fanatic, and if you check out my website, I have years and years of my own charts made, and I'm in the process of catching the missing years up on those as well. I have been involved in the fringes of the music industry since 1993. I was involved with internet radio for 2.5 glorious years in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I've been blogging about music since that time as well, off and on. Chances are good if I'm watching a video from members of the VC and I catch something that's off, like a release date or a chart position, I'll gently let you know about it in your comments. Sorry, it's the OCD in me, especially when it comes to release dates or chart accuracy. I've been driving the interns at MeTV's website nuts for years. You'll also find that I'm not like many of the other great VC network of people when it comes to the types of music I collect. I see a lot of the various types of rock with some blues, jazz, and country thrown in from a lot of the VC. And while you'll see some of that from me as well, I have areas of collecting that might have you turning your head sideways like a confused puppy. Mostly, I'm a pop music person as opposed to rock and heavy metal, although there are bands I love in those genres too. Def Leppard is a favorite on the rock end, and on the other side of the spectrum, I am convinced that Karen Carpenter had the most perfect female voice ever. Changing directions here, I also collect prefab bands, those bands put together by producers for television and movies. I collect actors and actresses who sing, or attempt to sing. I love space-age bachelor pad music and instrumentals of all kind, from Mantovani to Miko to Joe Satriani and everything in between. I love some songs most people can't stand, and I'm not terribly fond of some songs that most music fans consider classics. I collect radio transcriptions of countdown shows and pop music shows. Classic 60s and 90s radio is a huge part of my fascination with music. I even got a voice request on Dr. Domino back in the spring of 1979. What a thrill that was. I am a huge soundtrack person, although admittedly most of those are on CD rather than vinyl. I collect music by 70s and 80s teen idols. I'm an ardent fan of general top 40 pop. I love 70s music, disco in particular. Hey, it's when I grew up. And in recent years, since it first started airing here in the US in 2016, I've become positively obsessed with both the current activity and the long storied history of the annual spectacle known as the Eurovision Song Contest. When I'm not doing stuff with my love for music, I'm doing movie stuff with my wife Kim. We've hosted a film podcast, Subject Cinema, for 14 years now, and between the two of us, we have a whole bunch of other podcasts as well. So, now I'm jumping with both feet into the VC and hoping my stuff is as interesting and fun as so many of the people I enjoy watching that are already a huge part of the VC community. I'm hoping there's room out there for me and my weird musical taste as well. And if anyone ever needs some information on the charts for one of their videos or posts, please feel free to hit me up. I'd be happy to check it out for you. You can check out what I'm all about by hitting my full music website, thekirkhamreport.com. And I hope you'll like what I have to offer: music, artists, records, stories, and a few more odds and ends. I hope you'll come along as I get my full music collection in order, get my personal charts in order, and I hope we can all be friends in the VC too. Thanks for watching my intro. Keep doing all those fun and entertaining videos I now spend hours watching, and I'll see you soon with lots more.